Have you ever stopped for a moment and wondered, where does the gas you use in your kitchen come from? Or what is the true origin of the oil and gasoline that power your car every day? The answer is far more fascinating than most people imagine. It is not just about fuel, it is the living trace of an ancient world buried deep beneath the earth. The story begins millions of years ago in prehistoric seas and oceans teeming with microscopic life such as algae and marine plankton. These tiny organisms lived, multiplied, and eventually died, settling on the ocean floor. Over time, layers of mud, sand, and sediment piled up above them, burying them deeper and deeper beneath the surface. But the real secret lies not in the burial itself, but in what happens afterward. As these organic remains stay trapped underground for immense periods of time, they are exposed to intense heat and pressure within the earth. Gradually, they transform into a substance known as kerogen. As heat and pressure continue to increase over millions of years, the kerogen slowly turns into crude oil and natural gas. This means that oil does not form in days, years, or even centuries. It takes tens of millions of years to develop. That is why petroleum is considered a non-renewable resource. We consume it in moments, while nature needed vast geological ages to create it. After oil forms, it does not always remain where it originated. Because it is lighter than water, it slowly migrates upward through porous rock layers. If it encounters a dense, impermeable rock layer that blocks its path, it becomes trapped there, forming a natural underground reservoir. This is why oil fields are not giant underground lakes, as many people think, but rather collections of oil stored within tiny pores and spaces inside rocks. When crude oil is extracted from the ground, it is not immediately ready for use. It contains hundreds of different chemical compounds, so it must undergo a refining process called fractional distillation. In this process, crude oil is heated until it vaporizes, then rises through a tall distillation column where its components separate according to their boiling points. The lighter substances rise to the top, while the heavier ones remain lower down. This is where refining truly begins. Light gases become petroleum gases such as propane and butane, used as household cooking gas. At other levels, gasoline is separated. Then comes kerosene used in aircraft. Next is diesel. The heaviest fractions are used to produce heavy oils or asphalt for road construction. Interestingly, the butane gas used in your kitchen may come either from crude oil refining or from natural gas processing, depending on its source. Even more astonishing is this. Every drop of gasoline is, in a sense, ancient sunlight. How? Because ancient marine organisms and plants once lived by absorbing energy from the sun, storing it in their chemical bonds. Through geological transformations over millions of years, that energy remained preserved underground until it reached us today in the form of fuel. In other words, every time you light your stove or start your car, you are releasing energy that the sun stored millions of years ago. So the next time you fill your gas tank or ignite a gas cylinder, imagine the extraordinary journey behind it. Microscopic organisms living in ancient seas, buried beneath layers of sediment, transformed under heat and pressure, stored deep within rocks, then discovered, extracted and refined by humans until they finally reached your kitchen or your car. It is an immense geological story, one that you use every day, even though it began millions of years ago on this planet.